Poisonrana.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Poisonrana Live. You found us in your podcast app, whatever you're choosing to use. And it's Sunday, November 9th, 2 p.m. And we are
live on youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod. Hello, YouTube room. How are we doing? Happy Sunday. Happy snow day.
That's right. Maybe where you are in the world, it's a nice, sunny, hot day. Not the case in the 6 right now. It is the first snowfall, November 9th, and it's coming. It's just not stopping today.
It's pathetic snow as well, isn't it? It's still like not cold enough to settle, so it's just wet. It's just wet, gray snow.
Flying around. I wasn't ready for this
No.
early.
No.
So didn't expect to wake up to a Christmas morning. It's more Christmassy today than it might be on Christmas. But yeah, it's Hoth almost here in Toronto. But it won't stop us from going out, from going to some wrestling today, actually. We're recording this. It's 2 p.m. and we're going to try to get out of here because we're going to go see our friends Northern Crown. If you're listening by any chance live and you're in Toronto, check out Northern Crown Wrestling because we've been going to their shows over at Blood Brothers Brewery, which bring two of our favorite things together, wrestling and some of our favorite beverages. So definitely interested in having not only a Blood Light, but the seltzers that they have too. I like that they switch things up. You know, the older I get, the less beer I'm drinking. It doesn't mean I'm not drinking. I like the seltzer.
I can't do the domestics anymore, but you know, a good brewery with good beer,
we're posh bitches.
It does
now.
Hit different. Oh yeah, I'm a snob. I'm a snob in every way. But they got some good stuff, some good sours on there. You still got time. I know this is late notice, but if you are in the Toronto area, Blood Brothers Brewery, first bell I believe is 5 p.m. today. You should be able to pick up tickets still on the door. And we'll see you there. Northern Crown, one of the most fun I've had at an indie show in Toronto. So absolutely check it out.
Yeah. Hey, if you are in the Toronto area, there's so much wrestling stuff going on. Not only like with WWE and AEW whenever they come, but we got Northern Crown. We have our friends at Demand Lucha. They're doing another show closer in a few weeks back in Parkdale as well. So tons of wrestling never stops. And I love to see the wrestling community thriving. So even though it's snow, get out there.
Now, what I'm looking forward to is there's a fans bring your own weapons match.
I know.
Yeah.
So excited about this.
I mean, I got this beautiful set of kitchen knives for my birthday. So I'm thinking of bringing them along. Like, what have you
gun
got
over here? Although it did say weapons are allowed, but then in brackets it said, but no guns.
Are my kitchen knives okay?
Your knives are fine. I was thinking of bringing a taser,
like Davie.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have too many weapons hanging around my house, but it definitely is a great stipulation. Shout out Thunderstein and Pretty Ricky, two Ontario local wrestlers that are always so much fun to watch.
I don't think I've seen Pretty Ricky since he was Beetlejuice at Halloween last year.
True, right? Yes. But Thunderstein, one of our favorite guys as of late. He's the TV salesman.
Oh, gimmick. Right. Oh, yeah.
Right?
He was
the shake weight guy.
Yes, yes.
With
the headset thing on.
He is fantastic. Yeah. I can't say enough good things about all the people at Northern Crown and all the local indie people, but I'm very excited about a bring your own weapons match. I've seen them posting. Some people are bringing sponges with thumbtacks attached to it or glued to it. So I don't know what the hell we're going to get. I guess the sponge is supposed to be like the, what's it called? Not the ShamWow, but whatever, the Scrubby Buddy. You know
Scrub
what I'm
Daddy?
talking about? Yeah, the Scrub Buddy. That's like a TV product. So
definitely
looking forward to that. Maybe I'll find some weapons.
Yes.
I'm looking around.
Some ice skates.
Yeah, the most violent. I want the most funniest.
Yeah.
Like a broomstick. I don't even think that's that funny, but I'll bring it.
You do have ridiculous. Should I bring the Alf poster?
No, no, not the Alf poster.
Okay.
Anything but
All right.
but the Alf poster. I'll bring a copy of what is that? I see Cool Runnings on DVD. That's what I'll bring to this. Bring your own weapon.
I'm gonna text taking a friend from work along. It's gonna be their first wrestling show, so I'm just texting them now saying also you can bring a weapon.
No context.
But
please be advised, bring your own weapons. BYOW at this event. They're like, excuse me, what the fuck are you taking me to? Anyways, very excited to that. So yeah, we're gonna go through some stuff happening in the world of wrestling today, and try to get out of here in quick fashion so we can go see some wrestling. But we will be live this upcoming Tuesday on Post Wrestling right after NXT. So catch a new Up Next coming up on Tuesday on the Post Wrestling feed, normal time. We'll chat all about some NXT and whatnot. But if you're listening to this, we have tons of other shows. And I want to quickly plug our patreon.com/Poisonrana. Got a shout out. We have some new people signing up. I know certain shows grab people and they're like, that's it. $5 is worth one show enough. And we've done some great shows in the past few weeks with our review of Psycho. We went all the way to 1960 with some Hitchcock, talking about some Anthony Perkins, some showers, some toilets flushing. We had a fun time reviewing this classic. We're both huge fans of this movie, so that it made for a pretty fun review. Something we've not talked about is Hitchcock, so that was pretty fun. We've also reviewed Hollow Man. We looked at The Black Phone. We were keeping it real spooky.
Okay, but, I learned something. I've been chatting with Sino quite a bit recently, and he was talking about The Black Phone. He saw The Black Phone 2, but left a bombshell with me. Now, in the review, we were saying about how it's based on a short story, and in the story that the magician, the Ethan Hawke character, was a clown instead. And the like film producers were like, hey, it's kind of similar to It. You know, like literally in this film, black balloons are left where the kids are kidnapped, and in the book, it's a clown. I learned the writer of the short story is Stephen King's fucking son. Oh, he just completely plagiarized his dad. It's like, hey, I've got an idea of a story. How about kids go missing in a small town and balloons are left behind, and the person kidnapping them is a clown? It's like, yeah, it's that's it.
It's your dad's story. That's insane. Story. Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. Well, you can we weren't the biggest fans of The Black Phone. You can hear our review. We give our honest thoughts, but we still enjoyed it. And the mask is cool. Ethan Hawke is pretty cool. So still made for a fun watch and a fun review. But quite possibly the scariest thing we've reviewed this month was WCW Halloween Havoc 2000. If you haven't watched this show yet, you should go and do yourself. Take 3 hours out of your busy life and watch WCW Halloween Havoc 2000.
I would say for your sanity, watch it over 10 hours. Like just watch a match and go and decompress, and and
then spend another 3 hours almost listening to us dissect this, talking about WCW Backstage Assault and 64. We're talking a whole lot about 2000 and everything going on then. So a great review. We've done so many shows in the last few weeks, and it's just getting crazier because if those didn't sell you, hey, if you've never tried out our Patreon, what are you waiting for? $5 to become a friend, because the next 2 weeks are stacked. We're gearing up for full gear. We're going down to Newark, and we're going to do a lot of road diaries or snap ranas, if you will. So be prepared for those. I know everyone out there loves those and appreciate that. But there's a huge anniversary coming. 30th anniversary of GoldenEye. And we love our Bond. And we're kids in the 90s. So we love GoldenEye. Our James Bond is GoldenEye, and we're finally going to take a look at GoldenEye from 1995. And of course, we also will be talking about the video game and so much more. But Pierce Brosnan, very excited to talk about this movie. Like the best one. Obviously,
it's definitely it's top 3 for me. And for people that say it's their favorite, like I am not going to fight you on that. Like it's fantastic movie. Fantastic movie.
I will probably put the feedback thread up for this tomorrow, so it gives people some time to maybe go back and rewatch the movie and everything, but we'll be reviewing this in about a week or so. But yes, GoldenEye review coming soon. And if that's not enough, a huge, huge episode of The Champ is Here, where we will finally, once in a lifetime, take a look at The Rock versus John Cena. The whole feud, the title win, the non-title win, everything. Huge.
You're not working on Wednesday, are you?
I am not.
Okay, good, because there's a lot of work that's going to go into this one. It's Rock versus Cena. So this is from Rock being announced as the guest host of WrestleMania 27. All those comments made in that press conference by Cena about Rock kind of going to Hollywood and should just stay there. Miz being in the mix, Punk being in the mix, twice in a lifetime, Awesome Truth. There's a whole lot to talk about here. A lot of Rock concerts, a lot of Doctor of Thugonomics, a lot of promos written on wrists and stuff. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I think this one is kind of too big that we're going to do our first Champ is Here, just the two of us without a guest, because otherwise I think this could be an incredibly hefty show. But, yeah, really looking forward to revisiting this feud.
Absolutely. So those two shows coming in the next few weeks. We're going to be recording the Champ episode this week. So yes, lots of John Cena talk going through. If you haven't checked out the Champ is Here as a series on our Patreon, some of the free episodes are on our free feed if you want to check them out. But Poisonrana.ca for links of everything else that we do. And again, appreciate everyone listening. Even here on the free feed, we got free shows that we put up from time to time. I dropped a detox on this feed with Jordan Goodman as well, and so much more. And
a free Halloween review as well.
That's right. Halloween Resurrection, trick or treat, motherfucker. We talked about Busta Rhymes versus Michael Myers on the free feed. So many shows out there. You know, when I do a show with Jordan, it's usually just a bunch of random discussions about weird shit. So that definitely was what happened on that latest episode. But on our Patreon, we have Behind the BDE, which this week, we just recorded one of those weirdest conversations we've had involving Tom Brady cloning his dogs.
Yes.
And the weird shit rich people do in a great discussion about the Chair Company, Stephen Colbert, Guy Fieri, Tom Brady, Paddington the Bear, and so much more. But yes, Behind the BDE is an exclusive family member.
We're solving world issues on this show.
We did solve world issues on this show. That is true. So listen to that. If you become a world champ, a family member, you get access to all the Behind the BDEs, but you also get your pick stuff, and we'll have you on. We have hopefully another War Games review coming in the next few weeks as well, but more on that later on. But lots of stuff happening over on the Patreon and the Poisonrana feed, and appreciate everyone, even the free feed listeners. We love you too. So stay safe and stay warm out there. And sometimes I see we get downloads in Jamaica, so I gotta send the love. I'm not seeing enough love sent to Jamaica in these last week here with all the storms and everything there. So if you are by chance listening to this in Jamaica, please stay safe and sending you love.
Absolutely.
Because I haven't seen enough coverage of that on the news the last few days. And I'm like, damn, they got hit pretty bad.
Scary, it's terrible. Yeah.
I mean, we're recording this and it's literally like snowing and everything, and then you see the other sides of the spectrum there of all that crazy shit. So yeah, anyways. So we are gonna, I don't even know where we should start. There's not the busiest week. We kind of talked about Saturday night's main event on Tuesday a lot.
Yeah. It was a quiet week. I think I'd say the biggest news coming out is what I assume is the main event set for WrestleKingdom 20.
Yes, absolutely. Hiroshi Tanahashi in his retirement match will take on Kazuchika Okada at WrestleKingdom 20 in the Tokyo Dome. I was working really late the other night when I was still awake when this was happening. So I was on my phone. I was like, yes, I got excited. Like, whoa, we are so back. New Japan, just book Tanahashi Okada. It's the break glass, basically. But who else to retire Tanahashi, really? I mean, this was the only guy that came to mind. Okay, maybe Nakamura floats around in some people's heads too, but this is the right move. And the guy's retiring. Do it one more time in the biggest way possible, in a potential sellout of the Tokyo Dome. Before they even announced Okada, they had sold over like 30,000 tickets for the big egg there. So I think they could potentially get like 40 maybe more than
I mean,
maybe
it helps this year falling on a weekend and just doing the one dome show rather than the two that they've done the last few years. I think that helps a lot, as well as obviously the draw of Tanahashi, his final match. So I'm looking forward to this. I think, I'm glad they're able to make this work. You know, Okada hasn't been in New Japan at all since leaving a year or so ago, a couple of years now. So I think this is great. This is exactly the right match. Should close the show. Jake says, best match ever, Okada versus Tanahashi, please.
Yes.
I think that's something we can do. I don't know if we'll be looking at all 18 matches that they've had, but we can whittle it down, I think.
Yeah, Jake, thank you for that. I actually have reached out to our friend Eric Marcotte. He does stuff with Post Wrestling, one of our friends here, one of our family, one of our boys. I know he is a big Tanahashi Okada connoisseur, if you will. So he's already sent in a list of 5 that we could look at. So
brilliant.
I feel like we could do that show with Eric, and that could be quite a hell of a podcast.
I think so.
We've actually talked when we started Best Match Ever. We were like made a quick list. It's like Flair, Steamboat, Okada, Omega, Okada, Tanahashi, and then we were like, Okada, Tanahashi could take like 9 hours.
I mean, that could be a Champ is Here itself, couldn't it? It could be a match a month. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will work on a show. I mean, obviously that's January 4th. So at some point,
it's a tough time of year, but we would absolutely, whether it's before January 4th or after, where we can include that match. I don't know which way is best to do it. It's always tricky around Christmas time. We have the end of year shows. You've got the award shows, all of that. Our Christmas stuff we like to do. We do have a promise for a Home Alone 3 this year as well. But I absolutely think it makes a whole lot of sense to do Okada, Tanahashi.
Like seeing this news, watching this, it made me go, oh, you know what? I kind of want to watch some of their old matches.
Yeah.
I loved their old stuff. I think back to what was it? The New Japan Access days. Like I worked at Fight Network, and we would air the Access repeat things, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you had JR on commentary and stuff. And like that's how a lot of people found this wrestling. Some people would tune in and be like, what the hell is this? And kind of latch on. So I'm really excited to see this match one more time, but it did make me go, oh, I kind of want to go back and watch some of their old ones. So
I mean, we're kind of far removed now. Like I think when we put the list together and we were talking about, you know, Okada, Omega and Tanahashi, Okada, those matches were still happening. Like they'd still be in the G1 and have a match then. So I think now is the perfect time.
Yes, 100%. I see people maybe thinking like, oh, why couldn't we do Nakamura? It's like, well, WWE, obviously he's still there. I don't necessarily think that was going to happen. And I was assuming it was Okada. We both kind of said like, oh, like, wouldn't it just make sense? Like who else, what else would you do for a big retirement tour? Huh? Have this guy face someone like a winner of a tournament or something?
Sure.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Or turn heel.
Yeah.
Imagine just turning Tanahashi heel in his final. Imagine that. Although, you know, I went to DDT at Corcoran Hall, and his match against Diano, he was a heel. He was, even though the women were weeping. The Tokyo Dome will be 50,000 old Japanese women just crying, weeping for this man. We have seen firsthand. If you've ever been at a wrestling show where specifically Tanahashi has been wrestling, look around, you just see like he is a draw, especially to women, especially to Japanese women. Like I've seen women cry their heads off for this man, and he wasn't even retiring yet, just normal wrestling matches. So imagine the reaction he's gonna get in the Tokyo Dome. I'm excited. Like New Japan after this, I don't know where they're gonna be grasping at anything with, like, I imagine this closes the show.
Okada, I would think so. Yeah.
Pushing the story of Takeshita Okada rivalry. Like, hey, I got to main event it even though you're champion. Essentially could be something. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. Like the card of WrestleKingdom's kind of taking shape, but this has the big attention. This is the big draw. Retiring, final match, Okada, Tanahashi. I think it's the right move, and I'm pumped for it.
And then I think as far as like, you know, like a big title main event, I think Takeshita Yota Tsuji is a great move. I think for your number 2 match, I think that will be great. Yeah, I think it's shaping up real nicely this year.
Like also the poster is awesome. This like Tanahashi retirement thing someone did, like it's anime and like this beautiful like drawing or painting, like fantastic. I bet you they'll sell it, but I know they've had them out at Corcoran Hall and everything. But very excited about that. Tanahashi Okada main event potentially. If it's not, I mean,
it has to be. I
feel like it is.
How
right?
else
like,
it wouldn't.
Something else that's added, like you said, to Konosuke Takeshita versus Yota Tsuji. Oh yeah, there's the artwork there. Yeah, it's so cool. So sick. They got to do. We need more creative posters like this, where you just get an artist to go. Yeah, I'll do that, because definitely not AI.
Yeah, I was going to say an actual artist. Yes.
Yeah, we love actual artists. Takeshita Yota Tsuji, that could be really good, and I have high expectations. Like these new up and coming guys in New Japan, they haven't necessarily clicked for me. Yota Tsuji might be the leader of the pack of that crew, would you say?
I think him and Uemura, I'd say probably are the two that are like standing out more. And they did face in the G1, didn't they? G1. I believe, and that was a excellent match. So yeah, I'm looking forward to in the quarterfinals. That's right. Yeah. So this should be good. This should be good, and especially the stage of WrestleKingdom, and you know, Takeshita's track record these last few years. I don't doubt this is going to be an incredible match.
100%. Takeshita's killing it. This show very jelly of just the whole, just being there. Like even the match itself, if Tanahashi and Okada is just like, okay, obviously they can't go like they used to, but I think just being there, just the spectacle of it, just the moment itself is great. But
absolutely,
the rest of the card like kind of taking shape as well. We got the winner take all IWGP Women's and Strong. Strong can't be a thing for much longer, right? Like
I assume this is just a way to like consolidate these titles.
Yeah,
I would think, because there is no New Japan Strong anymore, and that belt was pretty much made for Mercedes, and like just make this one title.
So Seiya Kamitani versus Suri for that match. Again, 2 women in the Tokyo Dome. I think that's pretty awesome as well. So looking forward to that. We have the match I'm most looking forward to, Evil versus Aaron Wolf.
Yeah.
Evil.
Apparently a lot of people know who this Aaron Wolf guy is over there.
People like this guy.
It's a pretty big deal. This guy. So there's definitely intrigue in this. And yeah, but it's evil, as you said.
But everything is evil. And then they have added a 4-way number 1 contenders for the junior heavyweight, which I'm like, okay, so I imagine the junior heavyweight is going to be defended in another match. But El Despy versus Fujita versus Ishimori versus Sho. So they'll add some more stuff there.
Yep.
So far, it's definitely the Tanahashi that's like, whoa, look this match. But Takeshita and Tsuji will be definitely something that will be top.
Oh, have I lost you?
So yeah, there you go. WrestleKingdom kind of taking shape now. They've got some things announced, and I'm looking forward to it. I like staying up watching Japanese wrestling once a year, and it's this one thing where it's like the world. It's like wrestling, the weird sickos who aren't in that time zone all stay up and are all on, you know, their social media, their Discords or whatever, all like, hey, are you up watching the Japanese pro wrestling at 5 a.m.? It's this weird niche community that I like. I see someone in the chat, Lars, saying, I rediscovered New Japan in 2013 via dubious means, and these 2 were the best since Misawa, Kobashi, and Kawada. Only the Rainmaker can be the Ace's final opponent. Yeah, absolutely. Like, whether it was that Access show, whether you're finding out about things via torrents or whatever, but now it's so accessible. New Japan, just click it and you watch it. So really excited. we'll see. What else could they add to this? Like, I haven't necessarily.
I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. needs a match, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like it's. I mean,
last year they brought in a lot of AEW people. I'm wondering if we get more.
Last year they had the AEW show, didn't they? They did the Dynasty show as well.
Right,
so
right.
I don't know if we'll see quite as much of that.
Right.
I could see maybe. Could you do like Zach versus Gabe, something like that on the show?
Okay.
You could do
true.
Maybe. I mean, he's one of the big names that's not being used. There's a bunch of that tier of wrestler, you know, your Uemuras and Shota Umanos, who I don't think have anything set up yet, right?
Like, I don't think Kenny will be on it. I think he might be there for the like retirement of Tana, but I can imagine a lot of legends being also there, shown on screen and stuff like that for his retirement and everything. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. definitely, like, he was the champion. Same with Goto. Like, he's kind of been in the mix of heavy hitters there as well. So we'll see.
Still time, plenty of time.
Oh yeah, there's lots of time, but super excited about the Okada being back with Gato. I don't know. I felt weird. I was like, whoa, this is weird. He came out with Gato. He dressed the same way when he like confronted Tanahashi all those years ago, like the black button-up shirt and the hair and everything. So it was definitely a trip. Like, whoa, why didn't we ever do that costume? You know, I was Arn Anderson and you were Cody, but we could have easily been Gato and Okada. I just wear the bandana covering my face. I don't know how he sees with that thing, but
yeah.
Anyways, cool stuff with New Japan. Hopefully this can shot in the arm they need, I think. But yeah, what should we talk about next?
Do you want to do AEW or do you want to do?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like we haven't talked about it in a little while.
Yeah. I think like kind of a not big news week across the board, I'd say, but we can do some predictions for Blood and Guts, which is coming next week. We had our, advantage matches on the shows this week, but I'd say the big news to talk about is we're getting another title, the AEW National
Finally
Championship.
It's something we've been saying is they don't have enough. They don't have enough championships and champions in wrestling, full stop. So I'm really happy that we can focus on this title that is already a title in NWA.
Yeah, so MVP comes out and lists all these like former NWA national champions. Although he's already confused. Is it the international? Is it the national championship? But like NWA already have this championship.
So to me, I was confused because first of all, you're announcing another title. I was already confused at that. Okay. Then you explain this title is going to be defended on the indies and other promotions. I was like, okay, so that's what that other title was supposed to be. That you did like one match with Pac and then you just changed whatever that title was. Okay. And then you're saying, yeah, this is going to continue the lineage of the national title. So it's like, wait, you just now can just continue like from where they left off. I was like, okay, I guess you got an okay with that. Still not clicking in my brain. NWA, right? I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then I go on Twitter and I see the current NWA national champion, Mike Mondo. That's right, Mikey from the Spirit Squad, who's like, hey, I'm the NWA national champion. And it's like, oh shit, wait, this championship is still a thing. So Tony Khan's just like, yeah, I'm going to create my own national championship.
I have so many issues with this. To start with, to be pedantic, national means like the country it's from.
Regional?
So national means, like in this case, it's an American company. Right. It means USA.
Yeah.
Yet this
international.
Yet this is a championship that they're saying is defended in New Japan, in CMLL, in ROH, and the Indies. So it's an international championship. Now, I've already had an issue with international, intercontinental, global, all essentially meaning world, meaning world champion anyway.
Yeah, that's
now, cool. And as you mentioned, this was exactly what they said with the original AEW International Championship, or what? No, that was originally called what? The Atlantic Championship.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. I feel like,
and that was meant to be defended all over the world in these indies. And when Pac was trying to sort out his visa stuff, had a couple of Rev Pro matches with it. But we're doing the same thing. Now I look even deeper, and this unified championship hasn't absorbed the previous championships. If you look, the International Championship and the Continental Championship are still alive, and that lineage is still going. So this could be split up come the Continental Classic anyway, and that Continental Championship could come out again. So we don't need these championships. I think, if you were actually stood by this and made it this championship, I'd take away the branding AEW. I just call it the Interpromotional Championship. And you could have it. It could live in Rev Pro in the UK for 6 months. And then New Japan could have it for a bit. And then it could be defended in some weird dream Forbidden Door matches on AEW TV. But we know this is like, I see Mascara Dorada probably being the one to win this title. Like, he's been featured on AEW TV a lot. It kind of fits the idea of it being like an interpromotional champion, while still kind of being part of the AEW mix. So I'd see someone like that winning it, but we don't need this. I also I really enjoy these Casino Gauntlet matches, but I think the worry is doing so many of these, they do become less special. Right. And they should be treated like AEW's Raw Rumble, because they're a really, really fun match.
This one feels like it'll be like more of your mid-carders, more of your not high tier guys like the one we saw at All In. Because I do love the Casino Gauntlet. It's become a great gimmick match, but don't do it all the time. Don't keep and there's too many titles, not just in AEW. There's just too many titles in wrestling. And I feel like that's something we've said for a long time, that a lot of us fans have been saying, like, why do we need this title? Why do we need this title? Why do we need this title?
Especially when you have which I like that they acknowledge these champions from other like companies.
Yeah.
But when you have Takeshita walking out as your IWGP champion whilst Okada's holding his unified championship, and then you have someone coming out who's the ROH Pure champion on AEW TV, and then you got Mercedes carrying this other title, and then she has 12, 13 belts on top. And I think if you're like, we know what is what, but I think if you're coming in new to this, you want to go like, okay, but who is the guy? Yeah. Like who is the champion right now? And I think if they were to have a brand split, it might not be quite as bad, because you have, your main and secondary title on each brand. But this is, I actually really like the idea of a championship being defended across all these things. But I think in doing that, you have to get rid of it for a bit. Like, loan it out to these companies, have that title being defended overseas for a while before it comes back, and actually have it really actually feel like a traveling championship this time. Like I've said before, I think if these titles were more clearly defined in what they are, so like say when they try the ranking system here and there, maybe the ranking system is only for the like TNT championship or the world championship, and then you have one which is your open challenge championship, like we're seeing like Ilya doing right now with the IC title. Is it IC? US title. US. And then you have another one which is the continental rules, and then another one which is for interpromotional or whatever. If you clearly defined them and therefore making them slightly different, a reason why you've got to go for each one. But you look at you kind of do want to know the tiered system, right? You want to know what title's more important than the other. Because, like, I think back in the day, it used to be like, when I got into wrestling, it's like the European Championship is the stepping stone to the IC title. Yeah. The IC title is then the stepping stone to the world title. I feel a lot of these other titles, it kind of just depends who is the champion. Like, I feel Kyle Fletcher as TNT champion, that championship is more elevated than when Daniel Garcia was TNT champion.
I feel like that's the title that could just go. TNT title like that.
But that's been like that's one of the first championships. I feel like that's one you should maybe keep hold of. And
like, why do you need so many of these things? Like, it's so weird. They're just props. Like, they're just to give someone some like accolation, essentially, I guess, at this point. Like, there's so many of them that it diminishes the what they mean in the first place. Like you said, if you were to watch a show, watch a Dynamite, and you watch with some friends who don't necessarily watch wrestling, every single wrestler who comes out for a match is a champion.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? How do you explain that to wait, what title is this? Well, this is the TNT title. Okay, what does that mean? It means he's the champion of TNT. Okay, well, what's the international champion? He's the champion of international. What about the world champion? Okay, well, fuck. Like, there's just so many of these things that I'm like, man, what does it even matter if you're a champion or not?
And I think it's something that across the board, like I was thinking about this today, like I think 2026 might be the weakest year we've had in a while for wrestling across the board. I think, WWE creatively has got really, really stale. AEW, they put on great matches. Like, I'm always going to enjoy their pay-per-views. I sit down and watch Dynamite. I get treated to some good wrestling. And I thought the run to All In was great. After then, it's felt kind of just treading water. And I think, just adding another title, it's just laziness. Well, we can't come up with any creative, compelling feud between these people. How about we just give them a title to fight over? And that seems to be just an easy answer. It's like, let's just create a championship. And, this championship will feel like the hot new thing for a couple of months.
I don't even know
and then it will drop, and then it will be consolidated into another title, and then a new championship will come out a year later.
Yeah, it's bizarre because like you already have so many. Why not just make one of those? That's what you did anyways. Like you said, the Rev Pro, that pack thing, and then they like pulled it back. So that would have made total sense. Like, sure, go defend it in other places, but why do we need another one? On top of that, you've just added women's tag titles. Now, granted, that should have been added maybe a long time ago, but I'm happy about that. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
But it's just like, do we need the international, this championship? Like, there's so many. And I look at WWE and I feel kind of the same way. I was complaining on NXT. They were doing what AEW was doing a few years ago when the first time around, fans were like, whoa, there's a lot of belts going on here, because all of a sudden on NXT, they're like, oh yeah, Chelsea and Ethan Page are going to win these mixed tag titles. It's like, excuse me, what titles? What titles are these? And then now they're like, oh yeah, mixed tag challenge, TNA champion, TNA X Division. I'm like,
the AAA mixed tag titles that no one from AAA are fighting for.
Like,
right?
What are you talking? Yeah. So like WWE has more titles than AEW, obviously a bigger show, bigger company.
They have more programming, but yeah,
there's two separate shows. It makes sense, right? But AEW, the characters weave in and out of Dynamite and Collision. So there's more titles in WWE, sure. But now WWE, you're adding CMLL into the mix, TNA into the mix. It's too insane. It's too crazy.
AAA.
What did I say? CMLL? Oh yeah, sorry.
They've got the
AEW with their titles and everything. Yeah. So yeah, it's
the Mexican company has the national title. Yes.
Yeah. I just like, it's weird that there's so many of them when, again, it diminishes what the point is, that this is to signal that this is the guy or this is the gal who's running shit.
The way it was announced as well, like Tony, because I hadn't seen anything on Twitter, and it's just Shivani being like, and obviously we're here tonight to talk about the new AEW National Championship.
I had no idea.
And then he's interrupted by Joe, and I'm like, sorry, what did he say?
Yeah, I had no idea either, and I was taken aback. Like, wait, there's another one? No, please, no. But yeah, there is. I feel
I'm happy we're seeing a casino gauntlet like that. Yeah. That'll be fun. But
yeah, me too. And it should be someone who wrestles in CMLL and wrestles all around the world and defend it, like WrestleKingdom, defend it there and all that. But yeah, it just seems like
maybe that could be someone like Gabe Kidd can win that and then defend it at Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Mike Mondo should be in the casino gauntlet. He should be able to defend. Now his argument is, it's NWA. I'm still the champion. Now, I'm not trying to be a prick in any way, shape, or form, but I ain't watching NWA. I don't think I know anyone outside of our friend John Cena who watches NWA. And it's like,
I feel like I could just say I'm the national champion,
I could have said
honest.
that.
Like, and I think I'm.
I feel like if you posted a photo with some belt, which is it's a different looking belt too, which is not like a normal. It's like the red strap with the thing on the sides and stuff. I'm sure our friend Tom has already ordered 6 of them. But like, no one watches this show. I didn't even know this was a show. I didn't even know this was a title still. And you know what? I sure as hell didn't know Mikey from the Spirit Squad was the champ. So Tony Khan, do the right thing and put him in the match in Newark in full gear. It's the only right thing to do. He is the champion. You can't just take lineage from another company because you're a fan of it. Like, oh, I love the WCW title. So therefore, going forward, the AEW World Heavyweight title is going to follow the lineage. No, it doesn't work like that.
So I'm looking at something here that's saying apparently
Nikki's the champion?
Well, no, remember when AEW trademarked Shockwave and there were talks of that Fox show and people were saying, oh, is this Fox show going to be Shockwave?
Right.
Apparently that's a name that NWA have used. And there's been a trademark dispute over that. So people are questioning whether this national championship is kind of retaliation to the, like, that thing going on over Shockwave.
I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, maybe. I mean, maybe, but
this is on WrestleNomics I'm reading right now.
So to get back at them, he's like, I'm gonna start my own national. Fuck you, Billy Corgan.
The belt Dusty held.
Yeah, very weird. Just make it maybe it's an angle. Someone in the chat saying this could be an angle. Smells like a work, says Chris in the chat. Maybe this title will never exist. So what? NWA versus AEW feud?
Like, what do you mean? Like how? What
they've announced the match though.
Lashley wins the title and then just smashes it, and it's like, this was dumb. Like, what's the angle?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but kind of weird that they would do this title thing. Like, again, I like the wrestling and the match will be fun, I'm sure. But put Mike Mondo in the match. He has to defend the title. You can't just create a title when it already exists. And if the other thing is, if you're gonna make it look like that title, like, are you just being a mark about this? Like, are you just being a fan that you're like, I'm gonna create my own? It's like, yeah. Okay, you want to create the hardcore title too? You want to create bring back the European and just continue the lineage, because fuck it, who cares?
Yeah,
you just do that.
But the European Championship is only defended in Asia, you know, because
right, of course, yeah. I think there is too many titles, not just in AEW, but in wrestling, full stop. But I guess we'll have to see who becomes the champion. But again, do the right thing. Mike Mondo should be in the match.
Yes. So we've got Blood and Guts next week. We have Jamie Hayter, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, Timeless Tony Storm, and replacing an injured Queen Aminata, Mina Shirakawa, taking on Triangle of Madness of Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla, Megan Bain, Marina Shafir, and Mercedes Monet. And over the course of Dynamite and Collision this week, we had the heels win the advantage here. So Triangle of Madness, etc., will be having the advantage in Blood and Guts. Anything from those advantage matches or the setup for this women's feud? How have you felt about this build, this women's Blood and Guts this year?
I think, like, so this is the first women's Blood and Guts, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like because there's a pay-per-view in like 2 weeks, that this is kind of falling to the wayside for my interest. I don't know if I'm on my own island there, but I'm kind of like, oh, we're promoting a whole, I get it. You're promoting multiple shows and did multiple cities and all that stuff, but you have a pay-per-view like in 2 weeks. So it's asking a lot to shift focus. Like, okay, you got this big show, and I guess people wrestling on this one might not be on the pay-per-view and whatnot. Like, I like the TV specials, but when it's like the week of a pay-per-view, it's kind of like, oh, well, why isn't it just at the pay-per-view? So I am a little like, this is a lot, but I'm sure it'll be good. And I'm definitely interested in the women's, considering we haven't seen that. And you naming all the women who are in this match, they tried to get as many in there to be in the first ever women's blood and guts, and I'm sure they're going to go out there.
And the women have kind of made a name in AEW for the street fight and all that. So
just like in a nutshell, I'm psyched about this match, and I'm sure it's going to be fucking killer. These women are going to kill each other for our entertainment, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm sure we're going to be praising it. Just how we're getting here and everything just feels weird because we're also trying to promote the tag tournament for the women's titles that are mixed in with this. And like, it just feels like too much going on. And I don't know if it's my ADHD or something, but like, okay, what am I can't focus. I can't quite sink my teeth into something because there's just too many moving pieces. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I think, we're building this, as you said, we're building the tag tournament alongside this blood and guts match. You've got the shock win with Harley Cameron pinning Athena in that tag match, which
awesome match.
You're setting up so I assume Harley Cameron will get a ROH Women's Championship shot down the line, but that's also creating animosity between Mercedes and Athena because Athena was upset Mercedes wasn't there. And then the run-in is continuing the Chris Statlander feud with Mercedes. But at the same time, we're using this to build up the blood and guts match, which Athena isn't in as well. And so it's a lot of moving parts here. But I also think just the women's blood and guts was Jamie made the call for that about 6 weeks ago. It's been a while. And they announced it. And then it kind of went cold. All these women were fighting every week. And then it kind of just went cold. And then last week, we just got the graphic of who's in the match. And I feel there could have been more story of building up these teams, who the team members are going to be. And I think how I feel always about these team matches, whether it's Blood and Guts, War Games, Anarchy in the Arena, Survivor Series, whatever, it's the lack of stakes. Like, okay, all you women want to kill each other. But there is a pay-per-view the week after. So could we not add extra levels to this? Like, if Statlander's team wins, she picks the stipulation in the match against Mercedes. And, the tag team will pick a stip for the tag team match or something, because I don't quite, apart from these women not liking each other, I don't understand why they, want to kill each other.
So I don't think the champions should be in the match.
Right.
I think maybe the winner of the match becomes number one contender. There you go.
Well, that's tough. I hate that. They did that in WCW when you have a team match, but the person that gets or team wins something. You need to win something, right?
But or at least do the storytelling to make it why these two teams hate each other. And I think both the women's and the men's blood and guts this year not even this year, in the last little while, the last few. Same with the the Anarchy matches. They're falling into, it's Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. We have to do a Hell in the Cell. It's like, well, no. Why don't you just write the stories around this? These two teams hate each other so much that they have to.
Which they started because normally, we went to the one in Detroit. Normally, Blood and Guts is in the summer. It's a lot earlier in the year. And this year they pushed it back, which is weird because they pushed it back 2 weeks before War Games. So we're going to have four War Games matches in the space of 2 weeks, which is nuts, which is crazy. But they did it right to start with. The Jamie calling blood and guts, we want that. And then we got distracted with tag tournaments and other things. And it's just
weird. The pay-per-view is next week too. Why do we need to do? Why does Hangman need to face Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match the days before his title defense? A week before his title defense. I'm like, what? Don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to this show, and I'm thinking the blood and guts matches will be better than the War Games matches. That's probably what will happen.
Yeah, they have more freedom.
Yeah,
as well.
Especially the women. I'm very excited about the match, but just how we got here is a little because also it's is this where Darby defeats Moxley again, and maybe the Death Riders had enough? Is that where this moment comes, or is that
so they are
not on pay-per-view?
They are telling a story here. So, going to the men's, Moxley lost to Roderick Strong on Collision via count out. Now they're having I've quite liked what they've been doing with Moxley with this. He's not necessarily getting pinned, but it's DQ or it's a count out or stuff like that. And I kind of like what they're doing there. But it does feel, it feels this like Full Gear does feel like Backlash a bit. Like it's these rematches we didn't necessarily want rematches of. And I feel Death Riders, their story kind of felt over when Mox lost the title, but then it's like, oh, well, let's keep them together for a Blood and Guts. I feel Mox has to be kicked out of this group soon, right? Like, and is Blood and Guts the time we do that? Is it he's the one that loses? Is he the one that surrenders? And then it's, within a calendar year, he's surrendered 3 times. He's been DQ'd. He's been counted out. And that's when Death Riders have enough. I just don't think there's a clear leader without him.
Claudio? Don't know if he's the guy for that, right? Like, no. Gabe Kidd? I don't know.
Like I feel Gabe would be the best mouthpiece for them. So yeah, I don't know, but I feel the men's could have more of an actual story development coming out of it. But I feel I've been saying that with Mox and the Death Riders since Texas.
Yeah, no, I think they need to kick him out. I just don't know where they go forward. They have enough guys in this group. It's just we don't know who the true like leader would be. I guess. I mean, I'm looking forward to this show. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, there's a pay-per-view, and then we're adding this before it. It's like, okay, so
what are your predictions? Let's start with the women's. What team do you see winning here?
I guess the heels to give some advantage. Like, I guess Mercedes coming out on top to give her some momentum in her match.
And who surrenders?
Does it have to be surrender?
It's surrender, yeah.
Harley.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been loving Harley. I don't know who wins or loses this match.
You could you could do the thing with Tony and Mina, where it's like they're going to cut off Mina's head if Tony doesn't surrender, that kind of thing we've seen before, like forcing them to quit.
Right.
I think with the relationship there, you could maybe do that. And I do think across the two, you're going to have to balance it, have a heel team win one Blood and Guts.
Exactly.
And I see Conglomeration winning their Blood and Guts because of what we said about Moxley potentially being booted out.
So, I see Moxley giving up.
Yeah.
In that. I think the Darby Conglomeration wins, and then the baddies win for the women's. And then, of course, Hangman beats Powerhouse Hobbs.
In a Falls Count Anywhere match, in a buffer match. We need to break up these 2 cage matches somehow. So
that's this Wednesday, and then there's still a week in between that they then have for the go home edition for Full Gear, which has tons of matches announced for Dynamite this past week, letting us know that we have Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Is this 5? Is this 6? One of their rematches here. Yeah. But a no DQ match. I know you were a big fan of this whole series, and now adding this stipulation to these two, I think could definitely be an interesting matchup. And the gimmick now is if Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family, which fuck it, give him the title. Give the TNT title to Briscoe.
I kind of.
You want him to be in the Don Callis?
I want to see him. I want to see them getting him fitted in the suit and trimming his beard and all that stuff. Like,
right.
I feel like, Mark Briscoe is awesome and like one of the best, like just naturally over baby faces.
Yeah.
But there is something in me that's like, before he retires, I would like to see corporate Mark Briscoe.
Okay, so corporate
just for a little bit.
Corporate country. What does he call it? Corporate kung fu. What is
chicken?
Or... Yeah. Corporate kung fu chicken. So if Mark Briscoe joins the Don Callis family, does that mean his kids also join the Don Callis family? Because then we're at like 50 people. If you add all of his Briscoe children, that's like a lot of people in this. That's more than the NWO. So I see what you're saying, and I'm kind of for it, but I also am like, give him the title.
Yeah.
But
it's awkward though, being number 6, because also if he does join the fact, like, we've seen wrestling before. We've seen the, like, I don't know why my head goes to it, but Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, like, we've seen these kind of stories before. And if he loses and joins the family, there will be one more match down the line for him to get out of the family. So then you're talking 7.
So you're talking like it's like when Shawn Michaels worked for JBL.
Oh, great!
Like when there's the outsider in the group, like Danielson in the Wyatt.
The Wyatts,
yeah, like kind of like that, right? But I think it makes more sense to have him win the title, go spin off and do your own thing, and then Fletcher can be put in the mix with Takeshita and Okada.
Yeah.
With those, there's that title, right? Which means a bit more. So I feel like there's a story there. So I am on the side of I want to see corporate Briscoe, but I think he should win the title. I think he should win this title there. But that match is added. We mentioned the $1 million trios match, Kenny and Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. I'm really stoked about that match as well.
It seems like Bucks are gonna turn babyface soon as well. They're
poor. They
seem really reluctant to face Kenny and all that, and Callis kind of fucking with them a little bit. So
I mean, they have the match still, so they still could be heels by the after. Like they also could join the Don Callis family officially.
We need Kenny to win so he can get a new intestine and
$1 million.
Be able to work singles matches again. Like,
finally can afford to wrestle. I'm just gonna say I'm happy that I get to see him wrestle again live, but I want him to be, back the way he could.
Yeah,
so take a break again.
I think this is clear to me that he's just not healthy.
Take a break, go away for a while and see if you could, he's going to wrestle. And then this is a trios match. And we're all like, oh yeah, he's in the tag match because he's got to stay protected and, you can wrestle and tag in and out. And then we're going to watch this match. He's going to do the most fucked up shit. And then we're going to be like, oh, I guess he's fine. And then it's a rinse repeat cycle of put him in a singles match. And man, he's my guy. So I'm like, just get better. Health wise, you're a human being and you should, not be dying for our entertainment. But at the same time, boy, do I love watching him wrestle. So I am excited about that match. We also love Josh Alexander, Toronto. Speaking of Northern Crown, former champ, we love him as well. So finally getting some shine on a pay-per-view. I do love to see that. Kind of circling back to Fletcher at the Briscoe. I mentioned the Okada, Takeshita, Don Callis family. Are we getting this fucking match or not? I don't think we are.
I'm nervous. I
don't think we're getting this.
You've got what?
2 weeks. 2
Dynamites to set this up.
So you could do the breakup this Wednesday. You could do Okada
I think we'll have I think we might have a scene this Wednesday, but this whole show's taken up with 2 long matches, Falls Count Anywhere. We're going to have 2 backstage promos in this. There's not going to be a whole lot of time to do stuff. So it's really the go home show if it's set up. I'm concerned it might just be World's End.
I have a feeling it's pushed to the next pay-per-view, which is a bummer because we were definitely...
Which I feel this Full Gear card. I'm looking forward to it, but it needs it. It's a bunch of rematches, tag matches. We need something that makes this one.
I'm so selfishly we're going, and that's why I'm sweating bullets because I'm I just want to see this fucking match. We should have seen it in Toronto. We got the 3-way, which was awesome, one of my favorite matches this year. But I'm still I want this match, and I'll travel to go see this match. And I thought that's what we were doing for this match, and we haven't gotten it announced. But then the other side of it is I am actually enjoying this story. For me, I think this is
you don't want it to be rushed either.
I'm enjoying this.
Okay, we'll just go to Chicago
on Christmas. No, probably not. I feel like I've been loving this Okada being a dick. The tag match at the last pay-per-view was my match of the show. The all-out triple threat was match of my show. So Okada Takeshita, every time they're together, I'm really loving it. But Okada has big broed him, and I'm loving this story where eventually something has to give and the levee has to break there. But kayfabe wise, for me, the the reason I think it will be announced and added to the pay-per-view is because at the last show, Okada gave Takeshita a Rainmaker, and somehow the next week Takeshita was still okay and still in the group, right? He was like, I guess I can get over it. Things happen. It's competition, whatever. But this week on Collision, they opened the show with Okada telling Fletcher that Takeshita isn't here. He's in Japan wrestling. But don't worry, because together we could be Proto-Okada. And kayfabe-wise, that should be it. For that, Takeshita should be like, you son of a bitch. I'm going to kill you. That's my life mate. That's my fleshlight. And that's what makes him like want to kill this dude. So I am hoping that we get this match at Full Gear, but I will be very, very sad if we don't. But yeah, I'm loving this feud though. This slow burn of Takeshita just finally has to crack and destroy this dude. Like, I don't think we're getting it this early, but boy can dream. We could do one where he still hasn't completely turned, like Takeshita hasn't completely like realized this.
Like Callis has done, like we had that with Osprey, Takeshita, right? Where it was like, we want to see who's the best, friendly competition.
Yeah, I hope we can do that, and then go back to like maybe he is full baby face, but we shall see. Either way, I have been loving that little side quest there with those two characters, but I am selfishly wishing we got that match. But the Full Gear card isn't necessarily my favorite or most hyped about that I'm looking forward to, but I'm sure coming out of it, it'll still be awesome. I think Brodito FTR is definitely one to watch.
How good was Brodito's nan, Abuela?
Yeah. I loved how she didn't give a fuck. Bandito wasn't there. I feel like there was the lost in translation there for a bit where it's like, hey, yeah, we locked your kid in the dressing room, and she's just smiling like
she's just like,
hey?
okay. But fantastic.
That was great.
That little slap. That little pathetic slap was great.
And then what the Freddy Krueger from Brody, busting through the wall, and that was a really
the door handle weirdly being on the wall as well. That was strange.
Oh, yeah.
Like look at the image. It's like
cardboard door. You mean
yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. And FTR, it was very JBL Eddie Guerrero 2004. Very like getting into the face of the mom. Was it the grandma? Is it grandma?
Yeah,
grandma. I thought that was a great angle, and I think this match should be awesome.
Do you see FTR winning this?
I kind of do.
And then
I don't want this
coming back for World's End.
Yeah, I don't think I want Brodito to break up by any means.
No,
but I think FTR winning could open up some other things.
Yeah.
So I think they deserve it. I think giving it back to them right now. Although Brodito probably my tag team of the year. As many people like, who else is there really? But been loving this, and I think this is the one big match I'm most hyped for. If they don't add Takeshita and Okada,
yes. Anything else from AEW before we move on?
Yeah. I forgot the most hyped match. Of course, I'm actually looking forward to is Boom and Doom taking on the Don Callis family. How could I forget about that? Like QT Marshall was the guy who brought Big Boom AJ to AEW to fight him. But Big Boom AJ is such a good guy. He's such a baby face that he helps QT when QT got beat down. And now they're a tag team.
I'm just excited to see QT Marshall wrestle again.
I know you love QT Marshall.
He was the highlight of that Rampage Toronto taping. The
Rampage. I haven't heard that name. And
that brings up the next point.
You're still mad about Rampage.
I send you the image today of the show, and you're like, "Wait, why is Ric Flair?"
Yeah, you sent me the picture of the show. I'm like, "Why the fuck is Ric Flair on this?"
And I'm
what
like,
did I miss?
"He's gonna be at Blood and Guts," and you go, "Wait, did they announce that on Rampage?" And it's like. Rampage hasn't been around for.
Is that what I said to you?
Yeah.
Did I say it wasn't on Rampage?
Yeah. But yes, Ric Flair and Dick Blood will be at Blood and
Dick
Guts.
Blood and Guts.
Yes.
Sick. You think Dick Blood Jr. is going to be there?
Richie
Blood?
Richie Blood.
Rich Blood.
Rich Blood. Rich and Dick Blood. Yeah, so this was announced on Collision. Obviously, their Blood and Guts being at the Greensboro Coliseum, where there's a lot of history with Ric Flair and Steamboat. But I think it's interesting because Ric Flair's status in the company has kind of been in question since Revolution, since Sting's retirement. You know, he had the sponsorship deal with Woo Energy, and there was that whole period of time where, you know, his image was on the announce desk. They had the energy drinks and everything. And then after Sting's retirement, you know, Rick had made some comments that he wasn't too pleased with the whole thing and kind of disappeared. I know our friend Steph Chase has asked at pressers about the status of Ric Flair and hasn't really been answered at all. But seems he's still in the company and still on payroll, I guess, and will be appearing at Blood and Guts.
So is it at the Coliseum or is this a smaller venue?
No, it's at Greensboro Coliseum.
That's a big.
Well, they got to fit in 2 rings, don't they?
Oh, okay. But like that, it was packed for Sting's retirement. I can't see it being that packed for this year. But I think that's pretty cool. It was cool having Ric Flair. I loved thinking back to that pay-per-view. Like that must be my favorite show I've ever been to. Like full stop. And Ric Flair was there, and Ric Flair getting the double super kick.
Yeah,
he's just laying there like a corpse. It was so fucking good. So I liked his last appearance in AEW simply because he ate the super kick and died there. But whatever, he's just gonna be there. Like he's not like they're just saying, "Hey, Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat." It's like cool, like they're legends, and it's Greensboro, as we've known. That actually adds something for people. Like, hey, maybe there's someone who's like, oh shit, Ric Flair is also gonna be there in some way, shape, or form. Cool. Like,
I think it's just interesting because they did seem to distance themselves from him. You know, they used him for the Sting stuff, and then he just disappeared. Like no mention, no anything, and they did seem to distance. And maybe it is just a thing like, fuck it, break glass. Like we want to shift some tickets. Let's announce Flair's gonna be there, but.
Like, I don't think people are going to be rushing, but again, it adds to it because you see that in other things. Whenever, like, you know, we do a show or other wrestling podcasts, internet wrestling, whatever, it's always like, why is this person still attached? Like, man, like to the casuals, things like this do still like work. When people ask why was Chris Jericho wrestling for the last like 3 years, like Chris Jericho low key probably was reasons why people bought tickets to some of these things. Or like, oh, the Hardy Boys are on this. Oh, Matt Hart, like old time names do bring in people to spend $30 and they won't know who the new people are. It works like that. And I don't necessarily think Ric Flair is going to be bringing too much like flow to this, but who knows? I don't know. Fuck it, I guess. But I don't think we need to see Ric Flair on TV anymore. Do you think he's going to be trying to sell wooings?
Wooings.
That has to be the worst. Like, that's not even punny. That's just like wooings. And then on top of that, they looked more dead than he is. Like, they looked grim. Yeah. They looked like the worst wings I've ever seen. And
yeah,
like, I've been to Hooters.
In retirement match, didn't they? Yeah.
They look gross. So hopefully he's not still trying to sell us those, but he's definitely trying to sell us something if he's showing up on a pay-per-view. So yeah. Good for them. Ric Flair. Yes. Very exciting. Anything else from AEW? I feel like that was
not really. Do you have any picks for this women's tournament? Like, who do you see? Like, I think it was a bit of a shocker, you know, Mercedes and Athena getting knocked out.
Oh, true. Yeah. I think Babes of Wrath should just win the whole thing. That's my new favorite tag team. Babes of Wrath. What a team.
Yeah. I think it's I think they're likely going to be in the final, and probably Tony and Mina, or Bane and Marina. It'd be kind of nice to see an actual established tag team. You know, that you've got some people there like Tay J and Sisters of Sin who have been a tag team for a long time, but I don't see either of those teams necessarily winning it.
Yeah, you know, I was really pulling for Tegan Knox to win this whole
so what's going on there?
Yeah, I saw that postwrestling.com. I'm seeing a bunch of other people report. I think Observer, Fightful. On Collision, it was supposed to be Tay J versus I'm gonna mess up. I can't remember the other name, but it's Tegan Knox, who's
Miranda Elise and Nixon Newell.
So they're a real life couple, and they appeared on AEW just like last week. In one appearance, and then they were supposed to be in the tag match with TJ, and then they weren't, and instead it was this other team of Haya and Maya World, I think, were the two replacements. And then coming out, people were reporting all this stuff saying they refused to do the job and they got pulled from the match, or they refused to be in the match and stuff like that. I've seen Nixon so far has tweeted, "Not everything you read is true." And now other people are kind of reporting that that it's not necessarily that because they were going to lose, but because it was only a 3-minute match.
Yeah, they didn't want to lose in 3 minutes. They wanted a bit more time. But you're not signed by the company. Like, these are like TJ, as I said, like one of your longest women's tag teams in the company, like probably the longest tag team in the company. Like, you're not signed. Respectfully, you didn't really do much in WWE either. Like, she's not a big name. Like, people know who she is. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a bad look.
Yeah, very bad look.
I'm all for people like standing up for their rights and shit, but it's like you're essentially being brought in as enhancement talent. You're not on this roster. You're here to do a job.
Yeah, no, I find that very bizarre. I mean, like we've seen her through the years, and she's been fortunate. Injuries have definitely like messed her up in her career in WWE, but just showing, I think that shows people some things, and maybe you won't be invited back to this. And I know I'm not familiar with the tag team partner here, but I don't want to jump.
She's done a lot of like Stardom and Shimmer and those kind of things. When I was
like, I don't think it's right. Like, maybe reports or whoever is reporting, maybe there is some things she says, hey, it's not everything you read is true, this and that. But if what we're hearing like is, we didn't want to lose in 3 minutes. It's like, well, like, you're being paid, you're being on TV.
Yeah.
Are your bookings everywhere else doing as good as, like, this would be the next best thing to WWE, and you're messing that up is probably already not a good sign for what's to come with.
Yeah, I think like people like Megan Bain and Willow, they used to be doing jobs on Dark all the time. And then now they're stars in that company, Like,
this is a TV show. This is not a real sport. So like I look back at anyone who ever talks shit about like, well, if I signed AEW, you're going to go in and you're going to lose to all their guys. Like, look at Swerve.
Yeah.
That dude did anything he was asked. And look where that got him, to the very top.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. And like,
if you're talented enough, like think of the shit Sami Zayn got put through in WWE.
Exactly.
And turned chicken shit into chicken salad all the time.
Like, who cares if
he'll probably be champion before he retires, I think.
Yeah.
Like, probably in Saudi,
in Saudi, for sure. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. If like stuff like this, I'm sure happens in wrestling more than we know about, but like, this doesn't make me want to watch anything that these two going forward do. So hopefully it's not necessarily true, but I don't know about that. If we're reading all about that stuff, but anyways, so there you go. Tegan Knox not in AEW, coming soon. Shall we shift over to anything going on in the world of WWE?
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, well, how about I get the positives out of the way first?
Yes.
Okay. Positives. I saw Ilya Dragunov versus Johnny Gargano announced for SmackDown. Well, I saw that it happened on Friday, so I watched that today. I thought that was pretty cool. We're big NXT fans. Shout out Up Next and shout out our NXT friends, Johnny Gargano and Ilya, in two different generations of eras, if you will, of NXT, and have put on some incredible stuff in the past. So yeah, I was interested to see what these two could do when they tie up. And even though it was on a random SmackDown and probably only lasted between 5 to 10 minutes, it was still pretty sweet. And they had some great back and forth, some great interactions, and a little glimmer of the old Johnny Takeover, a little glimmer of the old Czar. And that was SmackDown.
Yeah, I think Dragunov has been a great choice to continue this open challenge, and it allows your Garganos, your Ciampas, your those, like, I could see an Axiom or Nathan Fraser having these kind of matches as well. Like, I think it just allows for a really solid, like, banger on the show, like just the wrestling that we want to see. Like, that does make you want to tune in to watch SmackDown, and I think this kind of stuff will help get Ilya over as well, because he had a long time off, and it's trying to reestablish himself with some fans who aren't as familiar with him, and this is the way to do it. I really enjoyed this. I've always just loved the open challenge gimmick. Like, I hate when they do it for a few weeks and then just drop it. Like, I feel it should just be a permanent thing for the US Championship. It's open challenge, weekly TV. You're going to get a great 15-minute Ilya Dragunov match, or whoever you want to carry that title.
Yeah, no, like, for me, I can't remember the last time I've watched SmackDown front to back, but I saw that this match happened, and I was like, I got to watch this. This sounds great. So I tuned in, and I thought it was awesome. My only gripe is that we never got this at a NXT PLE, takeover kind of.
I mean, level, I'd say really since Sammy started doing this, it's been the highlight of WWE TV every week, whether it was a Sammy match or now Ilya doing it. They've been really fun.
So, like, I had this on. I was like, all right, I'll skim through the rest of SmackDown. And skim is the nicest way putting is like, man, this show sucks. I can't really get into a lot of the other stuff. I'm really happy that they gave Chelsea the U.S. title back. That makes the most sense. She's got to be one of the most popular characters in WWE right now. So strike while you can. I don't know if Julie is necessarily working the way they thought when they brought her in. I think Vicaire has totally taken the steam.
Yeah, I don't know what to like. I think the whole presentation with Julia has been wrong. Like, the pairing with Kiana James just seems weird. Yeah. And, like, we've seen some incredible Julia matches, and, like, she's got such a marketable look on top of that as well. It hasn't worked. This US title run hasn't worked. I've seen people complaining, like, oh, how can you have Chelsea Green defeat Julia? And it's like, it's scripted. It's wrestling. Chelsea's going to make this belt way more entertaining than Julia has. I don't know what you need to do with Julia to try and make this work, because should she have just stayed in NXT a bit longer? But that division is loaded, right? We've seen that they are able to, like, create stories for Japanese stars. Like, the stuff going on with Kairi, Io, and Asuka has been fantastic. And even with a language barrier there, that's been some of the most entertaining stuff we've been seeing on Raw every week. So, yeah, I don't know what the answer is with Julia. It's a shame that, if her US title run was more like Ilya's, where she could just go out and have bangers, but she really hasn't. Like, they've either been squashes or just pretty flat matches. So I don't know what the answer is with Julia, which is a shame, because I'm a big fan of hers.
So how do we get Ethan Page to the men's US title from Ilya, and then they both are US champions? Because they should be doing this.
He should be the next US champion.
He should 100%.
It should be a surprise, like, mystery opponent.
Yeah.
Ego.
Cheats to win.
Yeah.
Canada gimmick with Chelsea. Are you kidding me? Right now, I think could be one of the most popular acts. It is an NXT. He is right now. So, like, it could totally be working. And, like, right now is a time to try new people. When you, like, put him on the main roster and try using him as a character, I'm sure it would work with Ethan Page. He's definitely turned it around. Like, since coming to NXT, it was a little rocky, but, like, now we're like, man, I don't even think you should be don't waste this. We've seen too many good things be wasted in NXT. And then when it gets to the main roster, they're like, we already did that though. So let's cut it now and then just do it on the main roster. I think of, like, we always go back to the Santos Phantom Mask gimmick. Like, fuck, like, that would have been the great main roster story arc. Anything involving DIY and Johnny and Ciampa, it's like, that's beaten to death and we loved it, but, like, you can't redo that on the main roster. But I would like to see Ethan Page be US champ, teaming with Chelsea and stuff going forward. He was there celebrating with her. So they're doing a slow merger
It's again, the problem is that leaves a huge gaping hole in NXT in the men's division, right? Like he's completely ready. And I 100% agree, like just strike now. And I think especially with them as mixed tag team champions, that is something you can do. You could have some mixed tag matches on SmackDown as well. With these two, but
I know we just said a bunch of times there's too many titles, but why not just have WWE mixed tag champions?
No.
Don't try to sell me AAA mixed tag championship. I'm like, no, just
we can just have the AAA once every 6 months. That's fine. That's fine. We don't need a whole division of this. Remember the mixed match challenge?
Yeah, let's bring it back. Okay. The other NXT to main roster jump, Lash Legend, skirts on over to SmackDown, showing up in Nia Jax's defense. So now we have a new tag team. The Bougie Bully and Nia Jax.
Yeah, we had that Meltzer report a few weeks ago that was kind of saying what the pitch teams were for War Games, and Lash Legend was one of those names that was interesting that showed up. And here her debuting on SmackDown and helping Nia. I think it's time for her to move up. Like I think yes, there's still her wrestling. It improved a lot, but it still is hit and miss at times. But I think it's possible for the main roster. I do think she's got a lot of personality and character. And actually this pairing, I think they could bounce off each other quite nicely. And I did appreciate as well, like the backstage segment that, and this isn't something that they would have done, but they were honoring their history in NXT because they did just have a feud.
Right.
And Nia was essentially saying like, hey, we battled in NXT and I realized like, hey, I actually would rather have you on my side than be against you. So welcome to SmackDown. And they've kind of bonded over that. So yeah. I like the way they did it. I think Lash could be like from a character point of view, I think could be quite marketable on the main roster.
She's pretty, charismatic and stuff. Maybe the wrestling is something that we've said could have improved over the last few years, but I think character wise, she could definitely.
They need to really play to her advantages. Like the time she's like stood out is those feats of strength. If you can recreate on the main roster what you did with Otis, the body slam to Otis, just do that again. Have some sort of tag match against Maxine and Natalia or whoever it is, and Lash body slams Otis, because it's that kind of thing where Lash really got over in NXT.
Yeah. So we'll see where we go with Lash Legend on the main roster. Another thing, we're going towards Drew McIntyre getting suspended. Whatever's going on with Drew McIntyre, I think that storyline is pretty boring. Not necessarily involved in that. And then Cody Rhodes' next challenger defense, Aleister Black.
This, I hated the end of this show. It's like, so Cody versus Aleister Black ends in a no contest DQ or whatever with Drew interference and Priest interference. All of this just, I wasn't interested in any of this. I'm not interested in seeing Priest and Aleister Black still going at it. I'm not interested in seeing Priest and Drew go at it again.
Maybe a four-way?
I'm not interested in seeing Drew and Cody go at it again. So
what do you mean? It's a fresh matchup. Aleister Black and Cody Rhodes. What are you talking about? Fresh. So fresh.
We've seen we were there. We were there.
Never seen it before. No. That was Malachi Black and just Cody.
So you think it's a fatal four-way at the?
I don't know. I really see the new presentation with Zelina and Malachi Black, and I'm like, sorry, Aleister Black, and I'm like, hey, that's awesome. Let's. I know I'm seeing comparisons every time they post clips of it on social media. The top comments are like, we have Karrion Kross at home or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, dude didn't invent walking out to the ring with his wife. Just saying, like. This guy was spooky before we even saw Karrion Kross on WWE programming. But I think resetting Black with Zelina is a good move. I don't know if going right for Cody right now is necessarily great. I'm still like on the fence about Aleister Black and I want to get back. I want him to be on the good side of everyone, but like going right to Cody is like, pretty boring.
I didn't necessarily take this as a extended feud. I saw this as just a one-off SmackDown match with shenanigans with an out. But I don't know what sounds worse, the 4-way or the rematch with Drew. It's very much treading water with this title run until something more interesting comes up. I imagine possibly Brock at the Rumble or the end of the year or something like that. But we've had this with WWE for a while now, where they're just booking Mania to Mania, which is good to an extent, but you can't just give us filler into all that time. It's like, okay, and at WrestleMania we'll change all the championships. We'll have everyone win, and then at SummerSlam we'll change half of them. And it's apart from that, you're not getting big title changes or big meaningful feuds. You compared the Drew one to the Owens feud, and I found the Owens feud way more compelling than this.
Well,
even though we're going, I don't see Owens winning this, but I found it way more compelling, both from match performance and story.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, you see the video he posted?
No.
Posted a video on his social media of his theme song playing, and it's just black, and then it cuts to him in the gym.
Okay.
Kevin Owens shooting in the gym. You think we're getting the Kevin Owens return? The way he left things made it sound like he was never going to be wrestling again. How upset he was with the stuff leaking and that promo. And are we meant to believe there is a chance that he comes back soon? Let's say sooner rather than later. Like, that would be awesome. And I mean,
Rumble would be the time to do it.
I just hope we get to see this guy wrestle again. Yeah. I was under the impression that it was going to be like something very serious. Like, I'm talking multiple years, maybe, for a long time. And then now him posting this, maybe signaling that he is really trying to get back in the ring. So,
I mean, just because he's training in the gym, like, that can still be Big E's been training in the gym for 2-3 years, like it's different from being able to bump around, but it's a positive thing. It's like, Owens is fantastic.
It's him in rehab. It was something with his neck. He's like walking in his video and stuff. Right. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if he were to have a comeback, like, there's so much fresh things you could do with a babyface Kevin Owens. I know we were robbed of the punt from Randy Orton, but I don't know. Like, I
Randy forgave him by the end.
Yeah, like we could really use him.
He was like, okay, karma came for you. Like, good luck. Yeah. Get well, man.
Yeah. So I do hope that we could get him back. He would be a great help, because I do want Kevin Owens CM Punk feud before things are settled.
That would be great.
That needs to happen. So I'm looking forward to that. And I know, before kind of maybe anything else, I know we did talk about it on Up Next, but the Vision, the new Vision, the Logan Paul Heyman. Is that the name of their group?
Do you see Logan officially in the Vision, or is this like an association as we head towards War Games?
So that's probably the case, but if I was running the show, which I'm not, and I guess everyone should be thankful that, I'd put Logan Paul Heyman going forward. Like, I would totally use that as if you're going to put him in a big title match with CM Punk, you would have Logan Paul with Paul Heyman. I think they're both extremely unlikable people in 2025. And whether you do not like them, I think what I saw on Monday was pretty good, with Punk waking up like, what the fuck happened? And Jay's like, yeah, you got gimmicked, brother. Like, he nailed you. There's something there. If people don't like Logan Paul, then maybe they'll want to watch him get his ass kicked or not win. So I can't say I'm a big fan, but I didn't not like that angle on Raw. And it has me thinking, like, hey, why not go with this group of Logan Paul replacing Seth here? But I don't know.
I like it. I personally see it more as like an association. I don't think they'll necessarily have Logan tied to the Vision post Survivor Series. Sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But obviously the Seth injury has thrown some things out. We do, going back to that rumored lineup, like back before Seth was injured, Austin Theory was on the heel side. It feels like Logan Paul's taking that role.
And that's now, okay.
Absolutely. Do we have Brock involved in this? Is Brock going to be the other member the fourth member of this team.
I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely on my own here. I don't give a fuck to see Brock like ever again. Really, I don't really have any interest. It's not even if you were to put all this aside and be one. I just watch. I don't care about the sausages being made. I just want to eat the sauce. I just want to watch the wrestling. If you're one of those people, sure. What has he done that's good? Like, I was really disappointed with the John Cena thing. I didn't even have expectations for that. And why did Brock need to go over? That was weird. And just thinking back to, I don't need to see Brock. He's on the fucking poster for WrestleMania. He's definitely going to be wrestling. I would imagine it's Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania as well. But
you think that's a Mania match?
It's like, and as soon as you say Brock versus anyone or Brock's on the show, my interest is gone out the window.
I agree. I've not been interested in Brock for a long time. The Cody stuff a few years ago was okay. Like, that it wasn't terrible, but you do have Brock. Like, Brock is going to be wrestling. He is going to be, and I think I've never seen him in a War Games. Like, if we're thinking of things that are a little bit more interesting for Brock, like, sure. Having him part of this, it's something very different. Like, we're not used to seeing him in a team, and certainly not in a War Game. So at least that is slightly different. I'd take that over just Suplex City 8-minute singles matches that we're gonna be having moving forward. But I'm with you. I don't care for Brock Lesnar. I don't think he adds anything in 2025.
Yeah, again, earlier I said, like, sometimes a name does bring people in, and I'm sure he is still a big name to a lot of fans, but just like, I don't know, he was forced for years down our throats and on TV and all these pay-per-views and WrestleManias. It's like, I'm so over him. Despite, like, sorry, I'm so over watching him. And then on top of that,
then the other stuff.
Like, there's other shit. I'm just speaking as a fan. I'm like so over watching this guy. And on top of that, he's, to me, doesn't necessarily look like the most innocent person in some shit. So, like, don't care about that. I'm just so, WWE's like, the bubble of wrestling seemed to have burst. We like at least what it feels like the last few weeks. It's like, okay, wrestling got so popular again this last year. Ticket sales, people are talking about it, social media, everyone you know who doesn't know anything about wrestling seems to know one or two things, knows who people are. It just seems it's back in the zeitgeist of pop culture. And now that bubble has popped because of, like, the quality of this past few months has not been that great. That how can any of these new fans latch on to any of this stuff? There's nothing to latch on to.
I feel we just need big changes across the board. We need, and it's creative. Creative is the big issue right now. It's making me care about these matches because, you know, both rosters have incredible wrestlers who are capable of putting on incredible matches, but you need to get me to care about it. You need to get those people, like, in the door to watch these matches and care about these matches. And, you know, the better the story, the better the emotion that you get out of it. And then you pair it with the incredible athleticism and all that. That's wrestling. And just, I can't, like off the top of my head, like, story of the year this year. What is it?
Yeah.
Like, what was the most compelling feud of the year this year?
Yeah, there really hasn't been.
There isn't. Like, All In was great, but, like, that was last month build was fantastic, but then that kind of fizzled. I can't really think of anything that has been like, man, I got to see what's next in this story. What's happening next in this?
I agree. Yeah,
it's a shame. That. It's a shame because it's in the past. I think we've had, you know, last year I was pretty down on AEW. Like, I didn't think 2024 was a particularly good year for AEW, and I thought, especially around Mania season, WWE was cooking. Like, I was really enjoying it, really getting into it. Philly was fantastic. And we've had since the inception of AEW, it kind of seesawing. And I feel both have just dropped this year.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter if they're making to them, they're making the most amount of money, they're getting all the views, that's what matters, right? But at the same time, it just feels like its quality is completely.
For me as a fan, I don't care about rich people making money. I want to be entertained. Like,
when I go to a movie, I don't care how much money it's making or what show I like doesn't like matter, right? Like, I want them to do well because I love this shit. But at the same time, I'm like, just because, you know, the latest Fast and the Furious movie breaks box office records, does it mean it's the best movie of the year? No, it doesn't. In fact, people might go pay to watch it because they know it's gonna fucking suck or be crazy and over the top. I don't know. Like, I just wish like of how popular it is. I've seen it firsthand. We've seen it in the last year of how many people who don't watch wrestling that, you know, think of friends, family members who are like, oh yeah, what's the deal with this John Cena, blah, 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 and this and that. You've heard a lot more interest. You're seeing it on people's social media feeds. They're seeing it. It's like, oh wait, wrestling's kind of mixed in there of like being featured on TV, morning shows talking about it, late night shows talking about it, and having wrestlers on and stuff. And then we got back to that popularity, and then they went, sick, we're back here. Now we can just coast.
Now we can coast, yeah.
And make money. And it's like, oh, yeah, well, that's kind of shitty. And like, doesn't help that you're going to price out real fans with Vegas. Doesn't help that you're pricing fans out with Saudi Rumble. Doesn't help with Saudi WrestleMania next year. It just feels like not, you don't feel good to be a WWE fan right now. And wrestling right now, again, I don't think the bubble actually is popped, but it's like something's happened in the last few months where it is a weird time, I guess. Yeah. Like fall isn't always the strongest with wrestling anyways, but I don't know. Another story before we kind of wrap up here. Ridge Holland. Yeah. Luke Menzies, his real name. A whole lot going on with him. He's been talking about his stuff being released from WWE while under contract, while injured. He made a social media post talking about how he was injured in a match that he was at
for another company,
which he wasn't paid on top of to go to. And then all these posts about mortgage for his house and money and this and that. And it looks like WWE maybe didn't like that. And they have maybe terminated his contract earlier than what was supposed to be. He's now come out with a YouTube channel and addresses some of these things and talks about that he is regretting that social media post because that has kind of maybe costed him some money. And
so are they not covering his rehab now?
I feel like they are still covering his rehab, but they're not renewing. They didn't renew his contract. But.
So they told him they're not renewing his contract, and then this social media post they, I guess, saw as a breach of contract. I guess, defamation or whatever, and so have terminated his contract. I believe it was like 9 days before his contract was going to end anyway. Now you go, what's the point? It's 9 days pay now. Yeah, my question is does that mean they're not doing the rehab anymore? They're not paying for that. But also we saw Andrade, who recently had his contract terminated due to breach of contract, and he's not able to wrestle for a year. Now, is that something attached to this? Like if you get fired, you can't wrestle elsewhere for a year. Is that something else that is happening to Ridge? I mean, he's going to be out of action for 7 months or whatever it is anyway with these injuries. But like, is that something they're trying to do? Like, be like, it's a warning to people. Like, don't talk shit about us. It's like they're completely the bad guys in this situation. And I know you're not a big Ridge Holland fan.
No. Like, I still think that's completely wrong. Fucked. What's even crazier is, so then a few days go by and now this GoFundMe page pops up, and it's a GoFundMe for Ridge to, help his family. And it was like his daughter and his mortgage and all that stuff. And it's like looking for $60,000 essentially for this GoFundMe. Now I saw Chelsea Green post this GoFundMe and quickly you were seeing all these other wrestlers from other companies posting it and donating and stuff like that. And now that has been taken down, the Chelsea post, anyone in WWE, those posts are down. And now Ridge has come out and said that he didn't create the GoFundMe. It was someone else in his family, and that he will take the money once he's figured life out and will donate it because he doesn't want he got a lot of flack from this. He says he didn't create this, that someone else did on his behalf. So the GoFundMe will be taken down. But like it's messy because like I'm just gonna speculate that WWE did not like someone like a Chelsea Green or someone posting this. But then Chelsea Green just won the US title. I mean,
at least it doesn't look like she's been punished for that at all, right?
So yeah, very, very weird. Like, yeah, these people, you know, again, I always say they entertain us and they put their bodies on the line. And this guy getting hurt at a TNA taping in Canada and then being vocal that he kind of feels like he's left out to dry, which is totally warranted.
Yeah.
And now he's just
where's the lie?
Yeah. So I do feel for this dude for sure. Maybe we'll have to say what up to him at American Dream Mall. He will be at the Fan Fest for GCW in a few weeks at American Dream in Newark. So yeah, look,
I'll give him $10 to film a video. Be like, David, you remind me of my little daughter.
Yeah, ask him what he thinks about your Ridge Holland voice. You got to feel for the guy. He also talked about. I saw the clip of him talking about the Big E thing, and he's like, "Man, if I had a time machine, and you could only imagine the stuff people have sent him on social media over the past few years." So, all the power to anyone who again gets in the square circle for our entertainment. So I hope he's doing all right there, Ridge, doing it for his daughter. Hopefully. And then last thing I saw a post-wrestling post. West Side Gun, your favorite rapper.
Oh, yeah.
In the Buffalo area. West Side, what do you call him? West Side Story?
West Side Story.
West Side Gun alleges he was ejected from WWE and says that he will no longer support WWE. And I know this is hot off of him just buying sweet box tickets for WrestleMania. I'm wondering if he's going to sell those. He says that WWE treated him badly over the last little while, and this week was the final straw where he was allegedly kicked out of a show, which is crazy. I mean, Sorry, he's got an album or something, The Heels Have Eyes, and it's a load of wrestling references and stuff. Okay, right? Isn't it WWE taking exception on that? I guess like trademark and that sort of thing. Yeah. So
whereas his thing is like, I'm fucking huge and I'm bringing exposure to your company. Isn't that the thing?
Yes. On March, he went to Raw in Buffalo and he said he spent $5,000 on his ticket for the front row. And 3 minutes into the show, they kicked him out because they didn't want him there. So he said that he's pretty upset with WWE. So I do see this from, he is a pretty popular rapper. And over the past few years, even before the big like WWE bubble kind of got big again, he's been doing tons of wrestling references in his music. Like this guy,
we've seen him at AEW shows, right?
We've seen him like multiple maybe 10 times,
yeah,
and maybe more. We've sat next to him and close to him maybe 10 times. In fact, in Texas, when we were recording our post show, sitting down by a lake, I started smelling some kush, and I looked over. I'm like, dude, he's right next to us, but like, I'm not gonna bug him. But I'm a big fan of this guy. I love this guy, but he's saying that like, hey, you know, I buy tickets. You guys don't give me tickets. I buy tickets. I talk about buying tickets to your shows and supporting and all that. Their argument is he uses sometimes images or photos for his artwork for albums or mixtapes or whatever. And I think their argument is you're not paying. We don't get paid for those. Those are our images. We own those things. So I'm seeing WWE basically do that kind of thing. You know, Ric Flair for a long time, rappers would always reference him, and Ric Flair said he didn't like it because he didn't get a cut of it. And I'm like, I think it was Killer Mike who had a song called Ric Flair, and the video has nothing to do with Ric Flair because Ric Flair was like, you got to give me like 30 grand or something, right? And dude's like, I'm making a song praising you, essentially. So it's kind of the same thing where this guy, he does use artwork of WWF photos quite constantly. So maybe they're like, we don't like that anymore. I think it's something that could have been this problem could be fixed if you just had a meeting.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like we've seen this guy in AEW a bunch. He's what performed, even. So maybe he's more of an AEW guy going forward, which I think he kind of was anyways. But it's just interesting. He is someone who's like is a rapper who constantly references wrestling. So I do understand where he's coming from. Like, dude, I'm not even asking you for media, this and that. I'm paying this money to go to your shows, and you don't even let me sit there. Like, he did rightfully buy that ticket. Why is he getting kicked out? So.
Yeah, I mean, we've used WWE images for stuff.
We're using it right now,
when we haven't been kicked out.
We've gotten some cease and desist from WWE before, though, so that's how we knew we were doing all right. But yeah, I just find that pretty interesting. So I do see it like, hey, if you don't own those images, you can't make it like you're.
Yeah.
Look at, you know how many like albums over the years where someone, you know, some band uses a photo of someone, and then it's like, you know, the kid in the swimming pool, Nirvana. Maybe that one was, you know, licensed and stuff, but yeah. Anyways, I love when hip hop and wrestling cross over, but this guy's butt hurt clearly at WWE. So I'm wondering if he's selling those box seats at Vegas. Maybe he'll give us a deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, so there you go. That's kind of what's happening in the world of wrestling this week. I did mention we will be live this Tuesday after NXT on Post Wrestling on the YouTube there. We'll be live here next Sunday, I think, 2 p.m., right? Is there a pay-per-view this week? No.
I'm sure something's going on next week. I don't
Most
know.
likely 9 different events.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next Sunday. We'll give a big preview of Full Gear and everything. And we'll be talking about Blood and Guts.
Blood and Guts.
Yeah, we'll be here next week talking about Blood and Guts and everything else going on. So catch us here. Follow us if you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever it is that you use. Search Poisonrana Pod. Give us a follow and check out all the content that we do. And if you like what you hear, patreon.com/Poisonrana. $5 to get access to hundreds of different wrestling reviews, movie reviews, and so much more. So appreciate everyone out there listening. I see y'all in the chat today. Thank you. As always, it's still snowing. So wherever you are, hopefully you're keeping cool, keeping warm. That is it. That is all. Take care. Goodbye and be safe.
Ahoy!
Skirt, skirt.